Welcome, everyone. Lovely to be with you. So welcome your experience as it appears to you. Being completely open, available, without any effort. There is nothing you need to do because there is no personal doer. No personal subject. Sensations appear effortlessly in the spaciousness of awareness. That is your experience. Effortless awareness. Being, presence. Nothing is lacking. Nothing is too much. For the duration of this meeting, you can invite your body and your mind to rest. To be tranquil. Because your true nature is tranquility. The wide open sky of awareness. You are that freedom, that openness, which is untouched by events in the world or events in the body or mind. So you don't need to chase anything or resist anything. In this way, you don't maintain the illusion of a separate doer. The illusion of being a limited self, a limited entity. all activities arise out of stillness. Like the waves arise out of the ocean. The stillness is not affected by what appears to you. So invite yourself to sink back, so to speak, into the non-movement. Without resisting whatever appears. There is no need for you to fix the images on the screen. Simply recognize yourself as the transparent screen of awareness. Which does not know any separation. There are no borders to awareness. There's no such thing as ownership when it comes to awareness. My awareness, your awareness is all one. And the understanding of this oneness is the understanding about our essential nature, understanding about reality, about truth, which is the blooming of love, and peace, and freedom. When it comes to thoughts which arise to you, there is viveka, the capacity to distinguish between a thought which is a neutral appearance and a thought which is loaded with the belief that there is a separate entity, the belief that I am a separate consciousness. It is this belief which is the culprit, which maintains worries and concerns But you need to be free from senseless worries and concerns. It is this belief and the feeling that I am a mortal entity, which you are not. The body is mortal. The sunrise and the sunset, the tide goes up and the tide goes back down. The acorn which grows into an oak tree, and when a strong wind comes and in a stormy weather, the oak tree goes back down to the ground. That is the case with the body-mind. But that has nothing to do with your reality. Right now, in this moment, there is the reality which perceives this perception effortlessly. That which is and cannot not be. Which has no color, no shape, no gender, no size, no beginning, no ending, no location. You are that transparent, invisible beingness, awareness, which has no birth or death. So to know yourself intimately and directly in this moment as that. And to invite your entire being, your entire body-mind to align itself with this understanding rather than the habitual download of I am somebody and oh my God, what is going to happen to me? What is going to happen to my family, to my tribe, to my body, to my mind? The understanding that nothing happens to you, to the true you. There is only one you, one reality, which is the reality of consciousness, of awareness, that which in this moment perceives, hears effortlessly. You are not the body-mind biocomputer. You perceive the biocomputer, you perceive thoughts, you perceive bodily sensations, you perceive memories, you perceive hunger, but you are not defined by that which you perceive. You need to come to this understanding, so that understanding becomes your own direct experience. You're not defined by the thoughts that appear to you. You're not defined by the narrative, the me narrative, the narrative of my body, the narrative of my family, the narrative of my tribe. You're not defined by anything which appears to you. You are the undefined presence, formless presence. There is a liberating understanding. The understanding which brings an end to mistaken identification, brings an end to suffering, brings an end to the sense of separation, which is unhappy. In this moment, what is it that you truly are without using memory, without using mind? This moment, which is not a moment in time. What is it? Allow yourself to be not knowing. It's a step in the good direction, to be not knowing. Because the mind is loaded with stuff, inherited rubbish about the self. The mind exists in time, in thought. You don't. You are the eternity of being. Thoughts appear to you. You being this ordinary and yet extraordinary awareness. Non-phenomenal. So the path is the path of love, love of truth. The path is the path of letting be, relaxing the old tendencies of resisting and seeking. The path is the path of inquiry, investigation about reality. What is it that is and cannot not be? The path is the path of living your understanding, not just being an academic. Embodying your understanding, trusting the understanding, but not any understanding that is borrowed, but to reach your own understanding, to come to your own understanding. So you can live your life fully. It is an exploration, your exploration, yours. You have to be available and willing to explore, to investigate. Because happiness is your true nature, causeless peace, causeless freedom. It is your true self, which is veiled by the belief that you are born and that your destiny is death. The belief that you are a male or female entity, which you are not and have never been. Okay, so whatever questions you may have, please make sure to unmute yourself. You can raise your hand or turn your attention to the react icon at the bottom of the screen. Once you click on it, you can also raise your hand that way. So welcome whatever questions you may have, anything that you would like to explore. And if you don't mind, you can turn on your video because I like to see you. So, any questions? Hello, Richard.
Hello, Magdi. It's wonderful to see you. Um, I don't know exactly how to formulate this question, so maybe I'll just ask if you could speak to it as a follow-up, maybe. But when you talk about, like what you said was, there's a veil, there's a veil that confuses us that we're immortal, or that we're body-mind. But I mean, the veil isn't anything substantial. The veil isn't real, right? I mean, the veil is as much awareness as anything else. Is that right? Am I understanding correctly, or can you speak more to
No.
how awareness is veiled?
When you look out the window in your house,
Mm-hmm.
the evening, and you see a shadow uh, outside, and you perceive or imagine that to be a bandit, who is hiding behind a bush with evil intention to break into your house. Or so at that moment you experience a sensation of fear or worry or concern. You're troubled. But then you turn the light on outside and you notice it's just a dog roaming around the bush that there really is no real danger. In that moment, all your worries and all your concern drop away. It may take a minute or two for your heartbeat to return to normal, but soon enough you are back in tranquil and untroubled. Now, the way consciousness veils itself is via the belief that I always refers to consciousness, awareness, that I am a personal entity, that I'm a body mind. I am born and my name is Richard, and I have such and such characteristics, which are the characteristics of the body, right? But the way consciousness veils itself is by overlooking that it is actually formless, untouched, the formless, noumenal, non-phenomenal awareness. And it identifies itself via thought, which is via belief, which we refer to as identification, the belief that I am born and that I exist in time and space. Now, your question is it consciousness doing that? Yes, it is. Is that belief, what is the reality of that belief? That belief has no reality of its own, because all perceptions, including beliefs, their reality is this one reality, the reality of consciousness. There isn't an independent reality, for example, the reality of consciousness and a reality of a belief apart from consciousness. So yes, to your question, correct. Everything is consciousness. So in fact, once we have the understanding that it's all consciousness, we giggle because we realize that it's like a child playing with his imaginary heroes and imaginary enemies, and there is really nothing at stake, you see. That is just consciousness veiling itself and unveiling itself from itself to itself. One could say out of its infinite freedom.
Is there, and again, I apologize because it's part of it's language, part of it's me not being able to ask this well. Because you definitely helped me is there, and if there is there a difference when awareness is aware is so when awareness is veiling and then when awareness is unveiling, is there a fundamental difference as far as awareness is?
Fundamentally, no.
Right. That's what it seems like.
Yes, fundamentally, there is no difference. Once there is a profound understanding that fundamentally there is no difference, we are no longer subject to the veil.
No, I don't.
I don't know if you get that.
I don't know either. I think so. I think I do. I
Okay.
don't.
Once there is the established understanding that there really is no fire or there is no bandit, there is all consciousness. I'm using itself. Your worry and your concern and your sense of insecurity disappears. And that's where the beauty is. The freedom from the illusion of suffering, because suffering is not real. I don't want to debase suffering. I don't mean to,
Mhm.
but in the context of our conversation, I think you understand what I mean.
I think I do. Because firstly, I know you and what you say, and I know you never debate suffering. I know that, and then I also know. I think in some way, I don't know it as a experience, but I know the stuff like it's all part of. It's all awareness. It's all awareness. Like whether it's awareness of suffering,
Yes.
awareness of ignorance. Ignorance is all awareness.
Yes. You see, this understanding that you are sharing with me can be grasped at the mind level, like sort of can be understood, but it also needs to become your experience so that the goods are delivered. The goods are delivered, meaning that the veil is lifted and all worries and concerns and troubles and about past and future dissolve in presence. Yes, what you are saying is correct, 100% correct. So what is usually encouraged is to explore living without the habitual tendencies of resisting and seeking, worrying. But in order to live without worry, to live the freedom, you need to come to the understanding about your true self, like in this moment, that you are not defined by the Richard body mind world system. What you defines you, if you want to use that, you want to use that way, that term, is that you are this transparent awareness. Always, 24/7, 54/7. You are this transparent awareness. Effortless awareness is always on board. And that awareness is non-phenomenal. It doesn't belong to the body mind Richard, it doesn't belong to the brain structure inside the skull of the body mind named Richard, doesn't reside in any phenomenal realm. It is nominal, and when we refer to I, when you refer to I, it is I referring to itself. It is this transparent awareness referring to itself as I. And when you refer to the body-mind, which you perceive, which you experience, then you refer to Richard. You, meaning you, consciousness, you refer to the body-mind as Richard. The son of so-and-so, the neighbor of so-and-so, etc., whatever. And you refer to your neighbor as so-and-so, the son of so-and-so, because you're referring to something which you perceive. And you're perceiving a male body mind, and you know it's been named Richard by your mom and dad. So, okay, there's no issue with that. But to know that you are not defined by that which you perceive, whether it's a thought, a sensation, a perception, a memory, a storyline, a narrative, a belief. That is the path of liberation, liberation from the illusion of identification.
So, yes, it seems very important, this understanding that, you know, that I don't know, for some reason your metaphor with the veil really popped, really stood out. But there's something very important, it seems, in understanding that, like, the veiling, the ignorance, like, that's all awareness too. That's all awareness, like, also.
Yeah,
And
right.
that's very important. Which I
Yes.
don't think I understand. Even intellectually, mindful is a mind. I didn't really grasp that as I am now, and it's really important.
Great. Yeah. That's an important understanding. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So much love to you and all of yours,
Oh,
man.
much love to you, Richard. Yes. Any questions? Uh, hello, Eugene.
Hi, Magdi.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Good. Good to see you.
I'm very glad to see you. I have a question.
Yes.
The number of realized people in the world, percentage-wise, it doesn't grow. Why?
There is the impression that there are enlightened people and unenlightened people. When you look at the ocean, let's say you take a drone and you fly 5,000 feet above the ocean, you will see on the ocean from way up there certain parts of the ocean where there are lots of waves, but you also see 1,000 miles away no waves, and in another direction you may see glaciers, ice, huge glaciers, and in some other parts of the ocean you will see small pieces of ice, not huge glaciers. So then you say, oh, how come there are some oceans that are glaciers, and there are some oceans that are waves, and there are some oceans that are no waves, and there are some oceans that have small pieces of ice? What you need to understand is one ocean. One ocean, which is the ocean of consciousness. As a metaphor, I'm using the metaphor of the ocean. You don't have like enlightened people and unenlightened people. It is just one ocean. It is consciousness. One consciousness, veiling and unveiling itself. In fact, most human beings know happiness. They experience happiness. Whenever you're experiencing happiness, you're experiencing desirelessness. You're experiencing peace. You're experiencing consciousness. All human beings have the experience and know the experience of happiness. So they are enlightened because they know the experience of happiness. And then they overlook that experience. And it's the game of consciousness, of course. Consciousness decides to overlook the experience of happiness, decides to overlook its own experience, and decides to pursue objects or pursue relationships or pursue money or pursue health instead of resting in its true nature as happiness. What matters is that for you to understand that it's one consciousness and to follow the path that speaks to your heart. If it's the path to go towards the waves because you like to surf the waves, you go towards the waves. If you like to go towards the iceberg, you go towards the iceberg. If you like to go to the tranquil ocean, so you follow, what matters is to follow your path, the path the most harmonious for you, the path that is the most loving for you and for others around you, and the path of understanding about your essential nature. Now, in terms of your question, you say, how come there are so few enlightened people? We don't know. There may be other realms where there are not 7 billion people, but 7,000 billion people, and they are all in peace. There may be the realm of angels, billions and billions of angels who are in peace. Don't rely on your teeny puny mind. I mean, also my mind is very puny. I don't mean to debase your mind, excuse me. Saying don't rely on the mind to give you the understanding. Rely on consciousness. Allow consciousness to guide you. Consciousness means love. Consciousness is beauty. Consciousness is freedom. Consciousness is compassion.
In like in my opinion, in my point of view, what you are talking about is, I call it in my language, full jnani, is someone who in oneness, so everything one for him,
Yes.
and everybody is a jnani for him. There is no jnani for him.
Correct.
So, like he's like nirvikalpa samadhi. But there is another point of view. That's my opinion. It's like the concept of bodhisattva in Mahayana. It's someone who is ready to enter realized state, but he stays in the world to help people. So that person, that second point of view of a bodhisattva, he still is able to distinguish between like jivas, between people in dukkha and between what means oneness. So what I'm saying is it's still possible to distinguish, right?
The understanding about the nirvana is the understanding about oneness, about wholeness, and about the illusion of separation, and about the illusion of me and the other, the illusion of me and the other. The bodhisattva still operates in the me and the other. So the bodhisattva chooses to remain in the realm of phenomena in order to help the others. But from another perspective, there are no others. So the bodhisattva vow, all beings without number I vow to liberate. That vow is at a certain level of understanding. There is another level of understanding where there are no others, which is more like the direct path. It's not the bodhisattvic path. And yes, there is a distinction in along the path of understanding. The understanding brings a certain clarity, and a sage can distinguish that capacity of distinguishing the fine veil, not just the gross veil, but the finest veil is available for the sage to perceive it and to address it. So it is one of the benefits of being with a living sage, is that the sage can distinguish the subtle veils which maintain the sense of separation. Yeah, there is. But at the same time, the teaching and the sharing, what is being shared is always a direct path is shared, that you are that there is no issues and no problems. That is always shared. And of course, that is not necessarily fully understood. And so there is all sorts of expedient means that are shared to drive the nail. Rukiji, nice to see you and to share this question with you. Thank you. Let me see. Susan, in the chat, I'm looking, is this correct? The veil represents the self-imposed limitation of our awareness. Yeah, you could say that, Susan, that the veil is self-imposed, meaning it's imposed by consciousness. It's only one self. There is no personal self, okay? The personal self is a belief structure. The self refers to awareness, universal self. So yes, the veil is a limitation imposed by the universal self onto itself. And it's a limitation of our awareness. Awareness is not ours. We are awareness. Like there is no owner to awareness. It's not my awareness or your awareness. Awareness it's effortless. It is the knowing aspect of reality, the chit aspect of Satchitananda, the knowingness aspect of being. Being meaning reality. Awareness is the facet of being. So it's being awareness. Reality awareness are one, right? And they're the universal reality. Universal reality is Satchit, being awareness. So the veil is created by the universal self from itself onto itself. And it leads to ignorance, which is the belief that awareness is personal. But awareness is not personal. Did I miss something? Okay. Well, so any questions? And Susan, I'm not sure if I fully answered your question. If you would like to discuss it, we can discuss it now or whenever. By the way, I just want to mention to people who are attending here that this session is recorded, is being recorded right now. And Holger will be happy to mail a copy of the recording to whoever is interested in getting a copy. So you can send your email in the chat to Holger. So any questions? I'll be right back. You are? Okay. Okay. All right. I'm gonna move to the other room. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. Any questions? Hola, Alvaro. You have to unmute yourself, Alvaro. Oh, I got you. Yes.
Hi, Magdi. Hi, everyone. Magdi, being in this session, in this satsang, sometimes I like to bring, what can I say, the attention to the feeling body, to the sensations in the body, right? Just to be in the raw sensation. And during this session how can I explain? Well, for moments feel that that the sensation like a dissolve, right? Being the attention, the sensation dissolve, and appear this, this words really are too limited
Yes.
to explain what is really happening. But what I say is beautiful. I just want to share to everyone about this that yes, I mean it's possible. It's possible just to being here and relaxing this and there is this kind of understanding when you say sensation or any kind of bodily perception that not define us really. It's true. Even thoughts, image. Yeah, because that they dissolve in just this and this. I don't know, openness and
Yes.
I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
So gracias. Thank you so much. I want to share this.
Right.
Uh,
And everything which appears to us appears in that borderless presence, and it is like a wave appearing in the ocean. The ocean has no limit. Oh, so yeah, that's really beautiful what you're sharing, and you can sort of maybe as a way of speaking, like carry that in your life. You experiment with like in your life also, meaning besides satsang, to just sit sometimes for a minute and experience. Just sit and allow your experience to just be. It's completely letting it completely be. And you will notice that, oh, it's actually my direct experience that nothing is really defining me except when I hold on to stuff and I start resisting or seeking. But when you are not resisting or seeking, you're being and letting to be and let be and let be. Allow, just be in harmony with how things are appearing, including when there is a thunderstorm, including when there is maybe some bodily pain. In all situations, no matter what is appearing, to you, to explore complete not knowing, complete being, this openness. And you will find that the body-mind continues to function even better in responding to the situations, in acting in the world. In other words, you will not find yourself incapacitated. On the opposite, you will find yourself in this open sense of freedom and being, and you will be able to respond when there is a need to respond, and not respond. In many times, in many cases, we don't need to respond. Because there is a tendency in us from the old conditioning that I am somebody. There is a tendency to need to respond. I need to respond. I need to protect. I need to do something. That will relax in time. You will find that, oh, it's okay. I really don't need to respond. I could, but you can choose not to. It's all is fine. Why? Because there is nothing at stake. There is no danger for consciousness. There is no danger for your true self. None. In the opposite, people will find you even more enjoyable to be with and more sweet, effortlessly happy, tranquil, tranquilo. I'll be right back. I have to leave. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
Mike.
Magdi.
Thank you. Gracias.
Thank you, Magdi.
Yes.
Thank you, Magdi.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you all.